Welcome to the Front Office Podcast. I am your host, Marcus Cameron, and our co-host is Sean Elwood. All you subscribers, we welcome you back for episode 10, breakdown of Game 3. If you're new to the channel, please click like and subscribe. Share if you're feeling the content. If you're not feeling the content, definitely leave us some comments in the definitely leave us some comments in the comment section on YouTube. Happy everybody's here. Let's get straight to it. Before we do, T's and trees, if it's not independent, we're not rocking it. And let's get to Game 3. That was a rough one. Big shout out to Elwood. Elwood called the win. Denver, they won 109-94. I went with the Heat, thinking that the Heat would be building off of some momentum, and I was completely wrong. Let's go over what I thought or what I saw happen in the game tonight. Let's start with Denver. I thought Denver did everything that we talked about in episode 9, controlling the pace, locked in defensively. I thought they were super aggressive in the paint. Out-rebounded the Heat, I believe, 58-33. On their two-point attempts, they shot 51%. Miami shot 37%. Their threes, this is an interesting stat. The three-pointer, they shot 27% and won by 15. That's crazy. Let's see. They were just aggressive. I thought they got to their two-man game early. Super early, right from the beginning. I thought Murray and Jokic set the tone. They came out, they ran different variations of that pick and roll. They pretty much spearheaded them or kept them in the game. And Christian Braun, who we also mentioned in episode 9, amazing tonight. He was great. I think he was 7 for 8. Aggressive, disruptive on the defensive end. I thought Denver was a lot more locked in defensively. For 4 quarters. I think this is the best we've seen them play in the series for 4 quarters. I thought in game 1 they played great for 3 quarters and then gave up that big lead in the fourth. Didn't play well. Didn't play well in game 2. I'd say probably the first and the third quarter was their best quarters, but they gave up, a lot of points in quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4, really, in game 4. But tonight I thought they were really locked in, and I thought the zone didn't bother them tonight. Tonight I thought they really attacked the zone. I thought Jamal Murray's impact on the game was when he got aggressive going downhill with the pick and roll. Instead of settling for jump shots or settling for trying to find somebody in the corner, he was just attacking the paint. That's 60 points to 34 points in the paint for Denver tonight. Gordon, 5 for 10. Jeff Green, perfect from the field. Like I said, Christian Braun, 7 for 8. KCP, Michael Porter Jr. still had bad games, which is concerning for me because if they're having bad games and you're still getting that much production and you're still actually winning games by 15 points, kind of makes it look like the Heat don't have a chance. I'm just be all the way honest with you. That's my pick because, again, I feel like it's something special with that team, but I do have a pretty good basketball IQ, and tonight it was just the will of what Denver wanted to do, and I thought they got everything they wanted. Now, the points in the paint stat is a little deceiving, and I'll say deceiving because Bam and Jimmy were 10 for 30 in the paint. That's kind of rare. I'm gonna give Denver some credit. I'm gonna say they played great defense. They were active, and they did. I just said it. They were really good defensively. But I'm not sure if Bam and Jimmy are gonna go 10 for 30 the next game. As far as the Heat are concerned, I thought their some of their supporting guys let them down. Gabe Vincent was 2 for 10. Never really got a rhythm for the game. Max Strus was 1 for 7. We finally had a Caleb Martin sighting offensively about damn time. In this particular series, he was 4 for 9. I thought Kyle Lowry was great tonight, and Duncan Robinson was super great. Bam and Jimmy had big games, but Bam didn't shoot it well. I was a little worried about that because the first 2 games he shot it so well. I'm like, okay, he's going to have a kind of come back down to earth moment. And I think that was tonight. I think he was 7 for 21. He had a double-double. He was impressive. He played great defense. I don't think Bam had a bad game, but I think you saw them not be as potent on offense when you don't have Gabe Vincent going and you don't have Strus going, and then Bam has a bad shooting night. I thought Jimmy played well. Jimmy actually kind of gave him one of the games. I think the one thing he didn't do, and which is really important in this series, I don't think Jimmy needs to average 30 or 40 points a game like Michael Jordan. He really needs to win this game by getting everybody else involved and then just being the closer. I think that's their formula for success. But I thought they kind of wasted his big game tonight. Of course, Jimmy can come back and have another game like that, but Bam had 2 big games. Gabe Vincent had 2 big games. I think before tonight, Gabe Vincent was averaging 21 points a game. And you go 2 for 10 tonight, so that's going to drop significantly. But it comes back, like I said, it comes back down to role players and who's cast and which team is doing what they want to do or what they can do more effectively. And I thought that was Denver tonight. Jamal Murray and Jokic were just special. Both of them had a triple-double. That's crazy. I didn't even realize that Jamal Murray has 10-plus assists in every game in the finals so far, the first 3 games. Never been done in NBA history. Nobody's ever had 2 triple-doubles as teammates, 30-point triple-doubles at that. They got whatever they wanted tonight. They were super special. It's the reason why they've been the number 1 seed all year. I've been saying it. Their team is the best team in the NBA. It is. I mean, it's constructed perfectly. I thought Mike Malone made a great adjustment with that zone. Everybody was moving. Nobody stood still. I thought that's why Christian Braun was so active. I thought it was a great move by him to go with Braun in the second half and instead of playing Porter Jr. all those minutes. And to Porter's Jr. credit, if you pay attention to him on the sideline, he's not over there pouting and complaining about having minutes. He's one of the biggest cheerleaders. He's jumping up and down every time a teammate makes a shot. That's a winning attitude. That's what you want out of players like that. It's a real team, and they can hurt you in a number of different ways. Like Christian Braun, he was really special tonight. He was great. He was really good. I saw it at the end of game 2. Didn't think he was going to be this good tonight, but he was great. He really was. This is why this series is so interesting to me. Because this one, I think more than a lot of them that I've seen as far as finals are concerned, I think this one really does come down to coaching and which team has the ability to enforce their will on the other one. And of course, I know somebody listens to this, well, that's all the way to finals. Yeah, not really. When Phoenix played Milwaukee, I thought Monty was the better coach, honestly. And I thought he drew up everything. It's just you're going at that particular point in time, you were going up against the best player in the world. Chris Middleton was having a great season. Drew Holiday was playing with confidence, locking up Devin Booker, having a great year and being potent on the offensive end. It really didn't matter what Monty drew up. Those players just executed, and that's why you have stars, and that's why you pay these guys the money that you pay them. Because no matter what you can do or what you try to do, it's not always effective. Jokic, I still believe the key is to not allow him to get everybody involved. But I thought it was pretty smart to attack in that first half, and then the second half is kind of like, by the time he gets to the second half, you realize he's got 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. And that's crazy because if you're watching him, and I know everybody at home, anybody who's listening to the channel with me, you're watching, it's like, no way this slow-ass motherfucker, this slow-ass person is getting all these moves, but his touch around the rim is great. He's got great footwork. He's really smart. as far as making decisions with the basketball. I think he's one of the guys they trust the most with the ball besides Jamal Murray. And it was just special to watch. Like I'm amazed at it. I'm still not convinced he's the best player in the NBA, but I will double down on what I said. He is absolutely the best center. He is absolutely the best center. No, I don't think he should have won MVP. Joel Embiid had a better regular season, period. He should have won MVP, and that's what the MVP award is about. We're saying this about Jokic because he's playing in the final series of the year. If he'd have got knocked out in the first round and averaged 30, 25, and 15, nobody would be having this best in the NBA conversation. Nobody. Because that's what we equate it to. You're the best player in the NBA when you're playing in the last series of the year and you're playing the best. That's what a lot of people guesstimate that on, or that's what a lot of people judge it on. It's not right. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. I personally don't. I like to look at the player overall and say, if I was drafting a team, who would I take first? It wouldn't be Jokic. I'm just being 100. Out of all the NBA players, I probably wouldn't take Jokic first. And that's not a disrespect to him. It's just if you put yourself in that GM seat, it's not just about talent on the floor. It's about selling tickets. It's about star power. It's about can he lead a franchise? And Jokic was drafted in the second round. So clearly there were a whole bunch of NBA teams, and not even the Denver Nuggets knew what they had. Okay? So let's just be real clear on that. He's been a pleasant surprise, but definitely give him all the props in the world, man. I mean, he played an amazing game. His finals run, his playoff run this year has been special. It's very similar to that Kawhi run with Toronto, where Kawhi was, maybe not numbers-wise, but just watching how one player impacts a team like that is special. It's special. Can the Heat bounce back is the question. I'm still confident in my pick. I'm still confident. I chose the Heat tonight, which I was wrong, but I did say that they were going to split the games in Miami, if you go back to episode 9. So if I got the game wrong, I'll take that. I think Miami will bounce back. It's a quick turnaround. The next game is on Friday night. And I will be on vacation, so it might be a different setup, but I'm definitely trying to bring it to y'all. I'm trying to miss no games, at least through the finals. Elwood is trying to get some things taken care of. So, we'll make sure we cover that and try to get a preview up. But as far as what the Heat can do, that's what Eric Spoelstra gets paid to do. He's the trained eye, as he likes to say it. I would say you're going to have to do a better job of that double team. I thought that double team hurt you tonight because it looked undisciplined. It looked like I'm the closest person, so let me get over here. And that's just not what they've been doing. I think Denver figured out that zone. They figured out how to attack it, which parts were weak, which personnel worked best against it, and they exposed it. That doesn't mean that you abandon it, though. Clearly it's effective. I just think it has to be a little bit more deceptive. You're going to have to really allow Jokic to just play one-on-one. I was watching the press conference and on NBA TV, and Jamal Murray and Jamal Crawford, Isaiah Thomas, and Kenny Smith. And they were breaking down the game, and Kenny Smith said something that was pretty simple but astonishing that nobody's really saying it. The Nuggets are playing like old basketball. They're playing like 90s and 2000s basketball. They're not playing this whole analytics thing where we're just going to shoot a bunch of threes and that's going to make sure that we assure that we get 100 points or we get a certain amount of points. They are really playing pick and roll, John Stockton, Utah Jazz, Karl Malone basketball, and everybody's working off of that. If you're going to do that, you can't keep switching because that's how you're getting Gabe Vincent on Jokic at the top of the key. At the top of the free throw line. There's nothing Gabe Vincent can do right there. Kevin Love, last game, I think he played 26 minutes. Only played 16 tonight. I don't know if that was because of foul trouble. I didn't see him in foul trouble, or if Spoelstra just thought he wasn't being effective, but it's a big body. And I thought the Heat being at home, maybe they got a little comfortable. And I don't think it was effort. Spoelstra said the same thing that Mike Malone said when he got in his press conference. It was, the efforts weren't there. I mean, that's fair. I'm not disagreeing with the fact that it wasn't effort there, but you can't say it wasn't effort there. I mean, it may have been plays where they had mental lapses where this person didn't rotate on time, or this person didn't come over on the screen, or they're not communicating well. But I don't think it's from lack of effort. I think that's just something that coaches say to get their team fired up. Clearly it worked for Mike Malone and his group, because they came out and, completely whooped the Heat ass tonight. I don't have any other way to say that. Like, that was just really getting your ass whooped. And wow, that two guys with triple doubles, 52% from the field. You shoot a horrible number for 3 points from the 3-point line. You outscore them in the points. Oh, and they had 14 turnovers. The Heat only had 4. This is disturbing. But listen, front office podcast fam, let me tell you something about me. We are going to double down. We are not backing down off our pick. Excuse me, not we. Me. Elwood is, still riding with Denver. That's cool. We respect it. He's the co-host. That's my guy. But I'm not backing down off my pick, because I still believe in the Heat. Every time I've thrown dirt on them in this playoffs, they have just risen up like the Undertaker. Every single time. So I'm not going to do that. But shouts out to Denver. Great win tonight. Going up 2-1 with a chance to steal another one on Friday. Is this a must-win game for the Heat? I'd have to say now it's kind of must-win, just because of the scenario, not because of the game. The scenario is it's the last game in Miami, and then you go back to Denver. What you don't want to do is go down 3-1 and then be going back to Denver for them to finish you off. You want to put everything you got into tying this series on Friday and making sure that when you go back to Denver, the pressure's not only on you, the pressure's on them to perform as well. Now, can you go down 3-1 and maybe go down there in Denver and steal a game and 3-2 and then be coming back to Miami? Of course you can. I just think that's not the ideal situation for a coaching staff or those players. We just watched the Boston Celtics come back from 0-3 on this very same Heat team, and then the Heat go in there and close them out in Game 7 in blowout fashion. So it's a great series. It's starting to crank up a little bit. It's fun to watch the chess match between the coaches. Hemi's got to be consistent. I think he has the hardest job on the floor, honestly, because it's not just scoring. It's not just getting your teammates involved. It's not just playing great defense. It's all of that. And I think the Heat role players have a lot riding on this. They didn't shoot it well. At least Gabe Vincent and Strus didn't shoot it well. And it's like I said before in episode 9, they all have to play well. You might not have to have 20. Gabe Vincent doesn't need 20 points. He doesn't have to have 20 points, but he can't go 2 for 10 from the field. That is unacceptable. Strus doesn't have to have a whole bunch of points, but he can't go 1 of 7. 1 of 7 is like you're not there. If you're not doing anything else, you're not getting rebounds, you're not causing turnovers, getting a bunch of assists, then you're not really being productive on the floor. That's where that whole plus-minus thing comes in. So they're going to have to figure that out. And again, KCP and Michael Porter Jr. are going to have a game where they shoot the ball well. They're going to have a game where they're going to shoot the ball well. You got to take advantage when they're not playing well. And I thought they did tonight. Even Bruce Brown was only 1 for 5 for them. But you let Braun have such a big game. 7 for 8. Gordon, 5 for 10. Jeff Green, 2 for 2. Yeah, you can't. You're not going to win like that unless your shooters are shooting. And I thought tonight, give Denver's defense some credit. They actually ran those 3-point shooters off that 3-point line. Even when they did, Duncan Robinson doesn't have wow speed. So when he's running off of that line, there's a guy right there with him. They're not letting him just do that back cut to the lane and getting an easy layup or putting their defense in a position to where they have to come over and help, and then he can hit another shooter. Great adjustment by Malone. Like I said, the series is kind of going the way I thought. Of course, I thought Miami will win tonight, but I expect a split. Like I said, I'm going to be on vacation, but I'm going to take my equipment with me. We'll talk to the wife and make sure it's all right. It's supposed to be some family time with us and the kids. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm definitely going to try to make sure that we are going for I'm sorry, I can't talk. Make sure that we're going for a pregame analysis of Game 4 and then try to do a recap of Game 4 after the game. It's about 1:50 a.m. by the time I like to record, so I'm going to try to get this edited up for you guys and make sure it's up first thing in the morning so you can maybe check this out. And, of course, we're not watching SportsCenter or anything like that while we're recording. We're just going fresh off of what we see. I'll definitely get another video from Elwood about his picks for Game 4. He said gentleman's sweep. Let's see if he sticks to it. Let's see if he sticks to the gentleman's sweep. He said 4-1. So we're going to see if he's standing all 10 toes on this pick. I'm staying down. I'm rocking with the Heat. I'm not backing up. I'm not going anywhere. That's my pick. So I'm going to keep that. Again, T's and trees. If it ain't independent, we ain't rocking it. To all the subscribers, we got some new subscribers over the last week and a half, man. Thank y'all so much for checking in. We hope you're enjoying the channel. If you are, let us know. If you're not, if it's something that you want to see or you want to hear us talk about, again, hit us in the comments. Let us know. We're checking that at all times and making sure that we're giving out good content for everybody. So that's all I got for tonight. I'll be back on Friday. I'll have a video hopefully up Friday morning, and then we will do the recap after the game on Friday. All right? Peace.